today's episode, we're just going to do a tune-up and an oil change on a Kawasaki Vulcan 900 Classic. It's just been sitting for a while. It bogs down quite a bit. The guy said that he thinks maybe it needed the carbs rebuilt, but I was like, it's a fuel-injected bike, so that's not a thing. But we're going to go ahead and just kind of put new spark plugs, put some fresh fuel in it, and then some octane boosters, seafoam, stuff like that. Kind of just treat it, see if we can free up whatever the gunk is before we go replacing injectors. So you can see all that gunk built up down in the gas tank. He just put fresh fuel in it before he brought it to me, but the guy he bought it from had left it sitting for quite a while, and I don't think he drained the fuel out before he brought it to me. So get this tank off. I believe it's got to come off anyways to do the spark plugs because they're pretty well set back there. And get the tank off and drain it, and then we're going to get some fresh fuel to put in. So every 20-minute job is one bolt away from being an all-day thing. So I'll show you what happened. On this bike, you have to twist this to get the seat off. This key is not opening it, and he said there's no other key for this bike. So we have all that nonsense going on there. I've tried putting weight on the seat. I've tried pulling up on the seat. Nothing's changing. It won't go past that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to get back here behind the seat. And let's see where y'all can see it on the camera here. It's up top here. That cable has to come out of where it's at. At that point, I can bypass the lock and still pull the cable up. So I need to push that forward. Pulled up on that. And we have liftoff. So now that that took way longer than it should have, we can get these two bolts out. This dash bezel, probably have to disconnect some stuff underneath it, and we'll be able to get the tank off. Well, now that I got it off, I think what happened is, because it's turning freely, I just pushed that back in its space where it's supposed to be there. And you see it's working like it should. So I think what happened is this was pressed down on the lock, and I couldn't lift the seat up high enough to make a difference, and I couldn't press because it was just making it worse. So the way the saddlebags are mounted has to change because that made it very hard to get the seat off. while that's draining, go get started on this oil change. So because of the oil filter's location, I have to take the regulator off. I don't know if that's factory or he got some aftermarket stuff going on. I mean, I know the grill cover there is aftermarket. He got it to match this one, but I don't know if the regulator is in that spot from the factory or what. But it looks like some Allen wrenches and a 10mm. I'm a huge fan of Lucas products. I haven't found anything from Lucas that I don't like. So Sunny and 75. I'm gonna take me a test drive. So I just rode it about 40 miles. It did much better towards the end of the ride. It still doesn't have full throttle, so I'm gonna run it a few more days before I go replacing parts. If I have to replace any parts, what I'm gonna go for first is gonna be the screen on the fuel pump. Everything seems to be pumping fine. The bike's only got like 3,500 miles on it, but it's an 07, so it's been sitting most of its life, you know. So I don't think it needs any actual parts, but that's going to be what I try if I have to do anything, is the filter in the fuel tank. So, yep, if there's a need for that, then we'll have an updated video. If not, then y'all ain't going to see this thing again. Thank y'all for watching.